A $250 million showdown, Baldoni versus the New York Times. Get ready because things are about to get juicy in Hollywood. Actor and director Justin Baldoni is suing the New York Times for a whopping $250 million. That's a whole lot of zeros. This all started back in December 2024. The Times published an article that really stirred the pot. It was about Blake Lively's sexual harassment claims against Baldoni. Baldoni claims the article was a hit piece. He says it was full of lies and painted him in a terrible light. The lawsuit, filed on December 31st, 2024, accuses the Times of libel and invasion of privacy. It's a bold move, suing one of the biggest newspapers in the world. Talk about David versus Goliath. The Times isn't backing down, though. They're standing by their story. They say they were just doing their job, reporting on a serious issue. It's a classic case of he said, she said. Who's telling the truth? It's going to be up to the courts to decide. This whole thing is a mess, and it doesn't look like it's going to be resolved anytime soon. Grab your popcorn, folks, because this is one Hollywood drama you won't want to miss. At the heart of the case, Lively's harassment claims. Let's rewind a bit and talk about those sexual harassment claims. Blake Lively, America's sweetheart, accused Justin Baldoni of inappropriate behavior on the set of their movie It Ends With Us. The details are pretty shocking. According to Lively, Baldoni made unwanted advances and created a hostile work environment. She even filed a complaint with the California Civil Rights Department. Yikes. Baldoni has vehemently denied these allegations. He says Lively is making it all up. The New York Times article detailed Lively's claims and included interviews with people who supposedly witnessed Baldoni's behavior. This is where Baldoni says the Times crossed the line. He claims they were biased against him and only presented one side of the story. Baldoni's lawsuit argues that the Times cherry-picked information to make him look bad. He says they ignored evidence that contradicted Lively's story. This is a common defense in libel cases. It's all about proving that the publication acted with actual malice. That means they knew the information was false or recklessly disregarded the truth. The New York Times fights back, a defense of journalism. The New York Times isn't taking this lawsuit lying down. They filed a motion to dismiss, basically saying Baldoni's case is bogus. They argue that their reporting was accurate and fair. They say they were just doing their job, holding powerful people accountable. The Times claims they had multiple sources to back up Lively's story. They say they gave Baldoni a chance to respond to the allegations, but he declined to comment. They're basically saying, hey, we did our due diligence here, we followed all the rules of journalism. The Times also argues that Baldoni is a public figure. This is important because it makes it much harder for him to win a libel case. Public figures have to prove that the publication acted with actual malice, which is a very high bar to clear. It's a classic clash between freedom of the press and an individual's right to protect their reputation. It'll be interesting to see how the courts rule on this one. Lively fires back support for the Times and accusations against Baldoni. Blake Lively isn't staying silent during all this legal drama. She's standing by the New York Times and their reporting. She even released a statement calling Baldoni's lawsuit frivolous and an attempt to silence her. Talk about girl power. Lively says she's the real victim in all of this. She claims Baldoni is trying to bury her and destroy her career. She accuses him and his team of waging a smear campaign against her on social media. Lively's involvement in this case is huge. Her support for the New York Times adds credibility to their reporting. It also makes Baldoni's case much harder to win. If the jury believes Lively, they're likely to side with the Times. This whole saga is a tangled web of accusations, denials, and legal battles. It's a reminder that Hollywood is not always the glamorous world it seems to be. Sometimes it's downright ugly. Stay tuned, folks, because this story is far from over.